Hi everybody! Today we're going to be doing a turtle video. Now, you can see that there's a whole bunch of plants that are obviously fake, but plants that Spike there has ripped out. Now the reason why turtles like to make a mess of your tank, no matter how hard you try to keep the plants actually in the ground, you're gonna fail. And that's because naturally turtles love to pretty much hang out near the top of your tank and hide underneath little plants and other things so that they feel safe to breathe air but not have to worry about predators. And so it's always fun because you'll notice that, especially if you keep them in a fish tank like we keep Spike, that you'll notice on the bottom they also like to make nests. Not necessarily meaning that they're female, but both males and females make nests. And the funny thing is, in this tank, all the rocks used to be pretty darn level, but over time Spike there has enjoyed burying himself so that you can only see like the top of his shell. It's actually kind of funny. And he also really likes the filter. He actually made a nest underneath there. As you can see, there's a little bit of curve to there, and he likes to sleep underneath the filter. Now when a turtle sleeps, they almost look like they're dead, which is rather entertaining, where sometimes they can sleep with everything hanging out, kind of like what he's doing there, but obviously he's awake. Or they can literally tuck their legs and their head and their tail almost completely into the shell. And the reason how you know that they're sleeping and obviously not dead is, of course, if they're not in hibernation, if you end up tapping on the glass or touching them, they'll start wakening and you'll see their eyes open, which is kind of fun. And he actually has quite a personality on him, where everybody knows him as the scaredy turtle, but it's funny because he's only afraid of other people. But when it comes to me, he actually doesn't mind me picking him up and holding him and touching him. However, when he hears anybody else, he starts kind of freaking out. So it looks like he can attach himself to certain people, which is kind of fun. And sometime in the future here, I'm also going to be doing a video on how to tell if your red-eared slider is male or female, because he's obviously male, so we'll go into that sometime in the future. But he's just a very unique creature, which also, little heads up, if you keep him in a tank like this, because obviously they love lots of water to swim in, how we have it right there is actually pretty darn close to fine. I would not go above, I'd say, right here on a tank, just for the fact that these turtles actually can climb, but obviously we've never had any escapes, which is good. And then we have his turtle topper, which for some weird reason nobody sells these except for Amazon and a few little places like that. We always keep the food there, just for the fact that if we actually make him go on a schedule on food and we miss it even by just a couple of minutes or half an hour, he'll actually start attacking the poor fish. And these fish are pretty decently fast, but they do have some missing parts of their tail which are still growing back from when we were only feeding him a couple pellets a day, which is what the pet store and other people have told us online. And obviously when we got him, he was actually rather hungry, and so he was really pestering the poor fish. So when we started just leaving his food up there, he would just go up there whenever he was hungry, and sometimes he wouldn't even go up there at all for food and would just enjoy the light, which unfortunately our other light part broke, which was over there, so we're actually waiting for our other turtle light to come in, which is loads of fun. But needless to say, if you have a turtle and then you put it in with fish and it's really bothering the fish, suggestions would be to get a turtle topper, especially like that, and simply just leave a bowl of food, and he'll just simply go, or she'll simply go up there when they're hungry, and they won't overeat because obviously they'll be full, instead of trying to figure out when they're actually hungry, because then your poor fish will suffer greatly. But fortunately enough, once we actually got the turtle topper and we started putting the food actually in there, he pretty much left the fish alone and had no problems. So with that being said, that's going to be the end of this video, because this is just a simple little update on our sweet, lovable turtle. Doodles, everyone!